Hello and welcome. It's August 2023. Get ready, get comfy, pull up a cuppa, all of that stuff. We are going to talk about the energy for this entire month, and boy, are we in for it. And it's all good. So don't turn that channel just yet. I'm your host, Christine Alexandria, the founder of Angel Chatter, and we are using primarily the cards from the Angel Chatter Oracle deck. Very first product I ever channeled in 2 weeks. 44 cards and guidebook. If you want to know more, angelchatter.com. So I pulled the cards out before we started rolling, and the cards just kept coming and coming and coming. And you're going to see some of these cards resurface if you tune into the weekly readings. So do not be surprised. But what is happening this month? We have a full moon, a new moon, obviously. We always have those every month. So that's really not a surprise. We have Lionsgate and we have a blue moon, which means it's the second full moon within one calendar month. So, shall we begin? Now, let's go back just a tiny bit. Keep in mind that 2023, as dubbed by the gang, as I call the angels, is the year of healing. And boy, they were not kidding. We are being given opportunities to heal not only physical ailments, but our mental, emotional, and spiritual imbalances as well, because a lot of the physical ailments stem from mental, emotional, and spiritual imbalances. There's a whole line of reasoning behind that. But to use a very basic example, if you have stress, that is a mental, emotional imbalance, right? Stress, what can stress do? It can raise your blood pressure. It can raise your cholesterol. It can give you an ulcer. So this mental, emotional stressor imbalance manifests as a physical. So first off, we have Raphael, the angel of healing, with the card of forgiveness. Now, forgiveness can go in a lot of different directions. Forgiveness of selves. I should have known better. I shouldn't have had that Twinkie, that box of Oreos. I should have. First of all, shoulds are not a good word because now you feel like crap because you didn't do what you should have done. You always could. So let's ratchet it back a bit. You can always be more gentle, more forgiving. There's nothing wrong with having a Twinkie or an Oreo on occasion, but it's that overindulgence that we can get into trouble. You can always have the opportunity to go for a walk. Even if you're just walking around your home, you can do that to be more mobile, to keep your muscles more limber. Do your fascia stretchings, your physical stretching, gentle yoga. You can find a lot of this on YouTube, I'm sure. It's that kind of movement that will help release the toxins so you're more gentle. Forgive yourself. But what's the other side? What if someone has been mean to you, physically abused you, looked you over for a promotion because their buddy was also in line? There's a lot of ways we can be hurt by still staying mad at them. What's happening? You're building up toxins in your body and they've moved on. It could have happened last week. It could have happened 10 years ago. They have moved on. But you're still in that turmoil, that angst of how dare they or how could they do that to me? And you're not incorrect, but that toxicity is building up within you. So forgive them. Forgiving does not mean forgetting. Forgiving means you, my darling, are taking your power back. So forgiving is part of that healing journey, because then Raziel comes in with that message of unwind. When you begin to forgive yourself and others, you can relax more into it. You can unwind. You can enjoy the moments, the squirrel scampering across the fence that I see right now, the sun dappling through the trees on your morning or evening walks. You can enjoy life. That glass of wine just tastes like nectar. You can enjoy it all because you are unwinding. You're not looking so much for an outside source for confirmation or verification that you're right to be angry. This doesn't always serve you. You get to unwind. And when you unwind, guess what? The cool part is you get to be more you. You get to reflect and relax. And that leads us to Canuel with self-love. That forgiveness, that's unwinding. That's self-love, giving yourself permission to take a break. I just took a nap in the hammock the other day. It was lovely just to lay there and rock, to hear the birds and the squirrels scampering all over around me. I gave myself permission to stop. Even doing something what I love, which is gardening, I gave myself permission to stop, to rest, and be. You can too. That's unwinding. That's self-love. It's a beautiful thing. Michael is coming in. And this is one of those 2-for cards. It's the only card in this deck that's a 2-for card. Michael comes in and gets in your face with stand in your power. It gets your attention. You're like, I'm trying, leave me alone already. So Jophiel will soften the message within the guidebook because they both oversee your solar plexus. But she reminds you that you, yes, you, are your most powerful when you are in your joy. There can be instances coming up this month that are going to remind you, I can step in and I can fight, I can argue, I can What's that doing? It's raising the angst of the others involved. It's getting them more defensive, which is going to get your ire up and you more defensive. But if you stay in your joy, you tend to use your inside voice more versus yelling and screaming. You can articulate better what you wish to share versus just blasting it out. You become more thoughtful. You become more understanding, more compassionate, and that is you standing in your power. Feels a whole lot easier, doesn't it? What's easier? Acknowledging I have joy within me. I would rather be joyful than angry. You get to choose every day which you would rather do in every instant, every circumstance. I can be angry that the people in front of me at CVS are taking really long time, and I have places to go, people to say things to do, or I can enjoy the conversation and the interaction. It's up to you. Because Michael then comes in again with clear your space. Now, this is clearing your mental faculties, but it often starts with clearing your physical stuff first, because it's really hard to think clearly when you've got so much stuff around you, when your eye doesn't know where to settle in and stop and rest, because there's always something going on. There's a stack of magazines, there's mail and clothing, dirty clothes piling up, there's stuff everywhere. So clearing your physical space allows that harmony to come back in, and your brain, your mind can relax, can unwind, right? You see how this all lines up? So if you're really having a hard time getting rid of clutter, that's just the course for you. Go to angelchatteracademy.com and the Breakup with Clutter program. Primo. Getting rid of the clutter is a big, huge game changer for anybody who is really ready to take their power back. You'll be grounded, you'll be present with life. You'll see the opportunities more quickly as they are presented versus working your way through the clutter. Next card, 2 more cards, so stay with me. The next card is Jophiel. So there's a lot of solar plexus empowerment energy coming up this month. She comes forward. We had Stand in Your Power, presented by Michael and Jophiel. And now we have Jophiel saying, break out of your shell. So maybe it's something as a new little hairdo, which I got. Maybe it's changing up your clothing just a bit, stretch your comfort zone a bit. Maybe it's attending a free local class or a Zoom class, or committing. This is the big one, committing to you and say, I've always wanted to do, as an example, the BU program. Maybe it's time. Nothing has changed. So these are some of the things you can ask yourself. If you've been thinking about taking that, maybe that sculpture class, it keeps coming back and you keep finding excuses why you shouldn't. I don't have the time. I don't have this. I don't have that. Nothing's changed though, has it? So, but if it keeps coming back, maybe it's time to say yes to you. Take that leap of faith. And as Nike says, just do it. The last card is Ariel, who is the lunar angel. So I find it so poignant that she shows up once, not with the moon energy card, but with the message of congratulations. So if you get rid of clutter, if you embrace this concept more consciously of forgiveness, you're saying yes to breaking out of your shell, and you want to stand in your power, and you're loving on yourself more so you can unwind and remember your sparkle zone and your juiciness. Congratulations. You're well on your way to continue to transform for the remainder of the year, and next year is going to be a whole lot easier. So you ready? Let's do this. I'm here with you, and we're ready to rock and roll. That concludes our month's energy focus angel reading, courtesy of the Angel Chatter Oracle cards. I wish you a fabulous month of healing, illumination, and so much more. And until next month, sending you lots of love. Bye for now.